Once upon a time, in a land covered by greens, all year round were mountains, where the clouds are tranquil above the sea. There was a boy and a girl. They once met each other on a mountain, and together they created 100 babies. The boy's name was Laklongkwan. The girl's name was Oka. And those 100 babies hatched into 100 people. 50 remained on land, and 50 went on to become creatures of the sea. That's how Vietnamese people were born. That's how you were born. And you were born. And I was born. And that's the story of our motherland. But there's a couple of people who went away and now wanted to come back to this motherland and to discover where they're from. Let's find out who they are today.
Traveling through 8,337 miles, 13,417 kilometers, a young girl traversed vast distances to come to Vietnam, her motherland. Caitlyn Nguyễn will be sharing with us her reasons for coming back to Vietnam, the things she wishes to accomplish in this episode of Journey to the Motherland. Next, in our IELTS On the Go journey, our host Chương will be taking us to Huế and meet up with the students here and hear about their stories of learning English and IELTS. And back to the master studio, we'll be listening to Phoebe talking to our IELTS expert Dan Ruel from the British Council to learn some incredibly valuable tips. So let's get to the studio and say hi to our guest for today's episode.
Hey, welcome back to the studio, and I have Caitlyn Nguyễn sitting right here with me. We're going to be talking about her journey back to Vietnam and how she has discovered the Vietnamese side of her cultural background. So Caitlyn, thanks a lot for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, so why did you decide to come back to Vietnam?
Growing up in a Vietnamese American household, you learn American culture and you learn your Vietnamese culture, but it kind of seems intermixed. So growing up, you don't actually know which is which. So I wanted to come back to Vietnam and learn more about what is distinctly Vietnamese and how does that culture kind of find itself in me.
So when you were growing up in the States, right, you're from Orange County.
Yes.
There's also a big Vietnamese population there as well. Mm-hmm. But how has your Vietnamese culture materialized when you were growing up for you?
Unfortunately, in the area that I grew up in, being different wasn't necessarily good. Being made fun of for like having a different culture was a thing, and I actually didn't want to be Vietnamese when I was young. So many times I rejected it. My parents would say like, "Oh, Caitlyn, you should speak Vietnamese," and I'm like, "Nah." But I started to appreciate it more when I started to make more friends that were Vietnamese. And when I started to get older and I realized that some of my family members, would never learn to speak deep, coherent conversations with me in English. So I just figured there should be a time that I kind of reconnect with the culture that I kind of forwent.
I understand very well, living in a place where being different wasn't so easy.
Yeah.
Then, a lot of the times younger people of the minority will try to reject that culture, right? So I'm sure, your parents are probably some of the sources of the Vietnamese culture, but what was Vietnamese culture to you?
What was Vietnamese to me? Food.
Food.
Vietnamese food was such a big part of my identity. And there was such a big struggle for me because going to school, I would have people say, "Oh my God, what is that? Do you have a bag of onions?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? It's longan, it's nhang." Like, I know they're like little white blobs, but they're fruit, they're not onions. Who just eats onions for lunch?
Yeah.
And it was something like that, where what was truly Vietnamese to me was getting to choose to eat rice and meat and veggies for lunch instead of having chicken nuggets for lunch. And that was like a part of my Vietnamese identity.
You talked about the language. Vietnamese language isn't an easy language, but it's not that difficult to understand. So do you understand Vietnamese, and how did you learn Vietnamese?
So My parents probably raised me speaking Vietnamese, but at a certain point, I think I just forgot. I took lessons when I was younger, and I think I was at the top of my class. I learned mostly through rote memorization, so I probably know some Vietnamese children's songs, but have no idea what they mean, like the significance of them. And I guess most of the time if I use Vietnamese, it would be something silly in the household like, hey mom, I'm gonna make you some cơm. Where's the gạo?
Where's the gạo?
Yes, something like that. So I use it just like a noun or my favorite. Yes, Binglish. Yes, my favorite is just nước sôi, just so that no one will be in your way when you carry something out to the kitchen.
So that's going to be interesting. Yeah. So why did you decide to come back to Vietnam?
Well, there's also a different process because I am a Fulbright English teaching assistant. So I had to apply through the program first, and with the program, you choose a specific country. It actually came back to a story where 2 years ago, it was my second year of college, and I was just having trouble with friends, roommates, and I needed a break, and it was around my birthday, so I said, hey, boyfriend, let's go out to get some lunch. And on the way to lunch, I got a phone call from my mom, and my aunt, it was in the hospital for lung cancer.
Yeah.
And she told me she was going to die in a few days. So I rushed to the hospital. Usually tries to speak English with me, but she is on her deathbed at this point, and she spoke to me in Vietnamese. And I was like holding her hand and desperately looking around at my brother's face, my parents' faces, but none of them had heard what she said. And very ashamedly and embarrassingly, I had to ask her, can you say that in English? And so she just kind of like gave me a look and said, happy birthday. And I know that she didn't say that in Vietnamese. It was like a long sentence. She was saying something about me. And those were my last words from her. And I realized I didn't understand her final words to me. And that's what prompted me to really apply for specifically Vietnam with the soft diplomacy program, the Fulbright program, because not only have I realized that for a long time, I rejected my culture, but it's also time I realized to try to make up for that. And my relatives are getting older, and I want to have that connection with them, and I never want it to be like that moment again, where it's too late to ever know what they said to me, because communication is really how you bond with people.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you're back, because I think, amongst anywhere else in the world, I think Vietnam is probably the best place to be, to learn about the culture and to learn the language. So what's one vocabulary in Vietnamese that you've learned?
Slang or an actual word?
A slang.
I learned so deep.
So deep?
So deep.
Chém gió.
Chém gió.
What does chém gió mean?
From what I could gather, it's something along the lines of when close friends talk and don't have to have any barriers and they just joke around with each other. Is that basically what it is?
Yeah, I think it is. Or it's just, talking nonsense and just...
Talking nonsense? I see.
There's another term. Do you know bánh bèo?
I do.
What does bánh bèo mean?
From what I could gather, it's a very girly girl.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you a bánh bèo girl?
Potentially.
Potentially.
I used to have very long hair. I think I used to look more bánh bèo than I do now when I cut my hair.
Yeah, Vietnamese boys love bánh bèo. Yeah. I'd love to actually share a couple of things with you, but I think, we have to go on to the next section.
Yeah.
Which is challenge section. I heard that you like songs.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so maybe we can share a little bit of songs as well. All right?
I'm down.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's go to the IELTS challenge. In this IELTS challenge, we're going to be listening to a couple of songs. So Caitlyn, I heard that you love songs, and Vietnamese people love to sing and also love to listen to songs as well. So would you be able to give us a Vietnamese song?
Yeah, I think I can sing this song for you.
Go ahead.
Who are you? The girl came from nowhere so tenderly. Who are you? You're like the morning light shines through the dew. Staring at you, my heart gets so weak. Lost in the moment, I love you more and more. Day by day the dawn clears up all my troubles and pain. Day by day my love keeps floating in the bright blue sky. My head goes blank when my eyes meet your glance. I dream of kissing you on your lips, your hair. Hold, lean on me, next to me, I'm here with you. Wind sings my love song under the night sky, you're in my arms. Hold my hand, lean on me, next to me, I'm here with you. Let's close our eyes and vow to be together, our love will stay strong.
I had never heard that song in English before.
Yeah. I like both versions. My students do very cute dance to the Vietnamese version.
Oh, you know, because hearing that song in English, it completely changes the nature of that song.
It does.
Yeah, yeah, but I like it. I like it, and thanks a lot for sharing. And next time, I hope that you can sing the Vietnamese song so that we all can listen to it.
I wish.
All right, thanks so much, Caitlyn, for coming by today to talk to us. So just to close off our section, you know, if you were to share 3 vocabulary that can be used to describe, you know, the self-exploration and the roots discovering process, what will that be?
Follow your heart.
Follow your heart, yeah.
Yeah, definitely follow your heart. Because it'll lead you back to the place that you're looking for.
Cool. Follow your heart is definitely 3 words. I think I would also add in maybe ancestors, to look to your ancestors and what they did, to look to your family tree, meaning to look at your grandparents, your parents, and what they did in the past. And I think also family heirloom, which are some of the things that are kept from generation to generation. I think those are the 3 words as well that people can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, Caitlyn, for coming by.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And you know, we always don't be a stranger. Always come back. Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah. So guys, next up is the IELTS expert section where you'll get a chance to learn more and you'll get a chance to really dig deep into the IELTS content. So stay tuned.
Okay, let's get going. Tung Đặng seems to have left his heart in Huế. So he's not just gonna stop at meeting some high school students, but he'll also be talking to a few university students here. And you also can't miss listening to the super useful tips from our area available on IELTS Face-Off from the one and only Dad Well, an IELTS expert from the British Council.